what we saw that we created an app, and this is the app to collect the feedback for the B.NET sessions. So you can select the session, right? You can provide the rating, and then you can submit the comments and things like that. Now what we are going to do next is, the first thing what I mentioned is that I want to enable authentication for the app what I have built. Right, and the way you would do that is you would go to your mobile services, and in the mobile services, in the data, you have got your table, right? So I go to my feedback table, and in the feedback table I've got something called as permissions. So you can see over here that I've got my insert permission. Insert permission is anybody with the application key. So you remember that when I'm creating the mobile client in the library, I'm providing the URL and the key, but I am just going to change that to authenticated users. So I'm saying that anybody can insert in the feedback table only if that user is actually authenticated, right? And I hit save. So once that is saved, once that is saved, I come back here and I go to my local machine, and I try to submit this feedback. Right, so I just pick up the session, I provide the feedback, okay, that's a submit. So it breaks saying that it is unauthorized, right? I've just changed the permission, right? So again, like what the point I'm trying to make is the simplicity of the platform, right? You don't have to kick a lot of tears to get this, incorporate this behavior. So now what we want to do, let's say that I want the user to authenticate against Facebook. So I want them to like log in using their Facebook credentials. So the way to do that is you go to the Facebook, developers.facebook.com, and just sign in with your Facebook credentials. So just do that, and just create an app. Just create a Facebook app, right? So just click on create app, and then I've created an app called as B.NET. So I've just created an app as B.NET, and this is my app ID and the application secret. So this is my app ID and the secret, and I have to enter those in my mobile services. So I've got identity over here, and in the identity you can specify the Facebook settings. You can specify the app ID and the secret key. So you just remember like 989 and 9EF. So I've already actually done that. So if you see over here, this is the 989 and 9EF. So I've just taken that app ID and that application secret, and I've just added it into my mobile service. And then I've given that what I'm going to use this application for is the website with the Facebook login. So here is the URL for my mobile service, and I want to log in with that. So that's it. And what you have to do is now you just add one line of code. So actually you can just go and add this one line of code into your project. So now before I load the sessions, what I want to do is I want to just add this one line of code, Now remember, await you can use it if the method is async, so I would just enable that, right? And now only thing what we are missing is this text txt user, so which I can go to the main page and I can add a text block. And I would just call it as x name as txt user. So you just see that I've just got one line of code over here where I'm saying that using a mobile service client, I want to log in using the method login async, and the authentication provider is Facebook. And once the user gets authenticated, we would move to the next line, and that's where I would pick up the user ID. In this case, it's a token. You can use the Facebook SDK and you can pull more information about the user who has logged in. So right now this is just going to give you a token. So let's see this in action now, and if we are able to insert the data or if you're able to submit the feedback after logging in with Facebook. So now you see that I get the authentication dialog, right, and it is asking me for my Facebook credentials. So I would use them. So, and I say login. Wrong password. Yeah, and you can see over here that this is the user ID right now. Facebook, there is a token number over there. So now I say that rating is 4, and still I'm saving great. So the motive is to go from good to great, but I will just give the comments as better, right? Then I submit that. And now you see that thanks for your feedback. So actually, although I've changed the permission to authenticated users, I'm able to submit the data. Perfect. So going back now we enter the tough part, or rather the push notifications. And push notification actually is pretty simple if you just understand the basic premise of it. So as you can see over here, let's understand this. So what we have to do is our Windows Store app, right? So first of all, we got to sort of register in the Windows Store app, and we got to associate our application with the Windows Store app which we have created, and then we would request the notification client platform. So this is just nothing but making a call. So we will make a call to the Windows notification service. Can you please give me a channel? Can you please give me a URL, a channel URL for my application, right? And Windows notification service would check that, yeah, this is a registered app, right? So it would hand you back a channel URL. So that's actually step 2. So you see that first you would request for a channel, and the Windows notification service, that's WNS. So WNS actually gives you a channel back. This is the URL of the channel where anybody can send notifications to you. So you take that channel and pass it to the cloud service, to your mobile service. So you take that channel and pass it to your mobile service, and then whenever the mobile service wants to send push notifications to your app, it would go to the Windows notification service. That's the step number 5. It has already got the channel, and this channel has been given by the WNS. So it has got the channel. It would go to the WNS and say that I want to send a message. This is the channel and this is the message. Now WNS would say that, wait, how do I trust you? So that's where you can take again a set of credentials and you can give it to your cloud service. And the cloud service would present the credentials to the WNS, and WNS would say that, yeah, that with this credentials I would allow this guy to actually send push notifications to this app, and that's the step number 6, that the notification is actually sent from the WNS to the Windows Store app. I'll repeat this so that you are clear. Step 1, we register our app in the Windows Store, sort of associate our app with the Windows Store. Then we ask the notification client platform. There's nothing, just a library. You just make a call, and you request the WNS, the Windows Notification Service. Can you please give me a channel? A channel is nothing but a URI. So Windows Notification Service would check, is your app registered? Yes, it is registered. It would give you a channel back. You take that channel and you pass it on to the cloud service. Tell the cloud service, whenever you want to send any push notifications to me, use this channel. Now, cloud notification, whenever there is a notification available, it would go to the WNS and say that send this push notification. But WNS would ask for a set of credentials. Cloud service would provide that and would authenticate the cloud service. So WNS is going to authenticate the cloud service, and after the authentication happens, it would just deliver that push notification to your app. And you will see this in action and things will become more clear, but at a high level. So if you understand this, right, I've seen a lot of developers, they sort of struggle in understanding this basic premise, this basic workflow. But once you understand that, everything else is pretty simple. Just in case demo doesn't work, it actually works. This is the print screen what I've taken. So it worked for me earlier. Just to be on a safer side, I got this handy, right? So thanks for your comments. I know that it's excellent. So with that, let's give it a try. So first thing what you have to do is, you have to go to the Dev Center, right? You have to go to the Windows Dev Center. You can just Google up the URL, benefit of the time. Right, and Google is just a search term now. You can use Bing. You should use Bing, right? So, and then I've created an app over here called as BDOTNET. Click on Edit, and you would get various details about the app over here, right? So the app is already created. So now what I can do is I can go to my application in the Solution Explorer. I can say that I would like to associate this app. With the store. Till it is not associated, WNS won't give you a channel URL back. It says that no, you are not a trusted source for me. So I say that I would like to associate so I would say, so now I have to sign into my app store and then pick up the app against which I want to associate my Visual Studio app or the new app. So I would sign in with my Microsoft account. So once I sign into the App Store, it would give me a list of apps which I've created. I can just pick up an app. Let's say I would pick up B.NET over here. Say next, and yes, I'm done. So this is going to modify the package app manifest. And we are done with the step 1, wherein we have associated ourselves with the store. So here is the package details and the publishers and all other information has come. Now just for the notifications to come to you, and I'm just going to, there is a tile notification, there are live tiles, I think you would have seen already in the Windows 8 UI, but I would just keep it simple with toast notifications for this demo. So I'm just making my application as toast capable. Save that. Right, so step 1 is over. Now step 2 is what? I need to send a request. I need to send a request to the WNS to give me back a channel. So how we do that? Again, pretty simple. It's again just one line of code. So the code in this case is push notification channel manager. So this is the actual code which is going to request WNS to give you a channel back. This is just one line of code which goes and requests a channel on your behalf. So push notification channel manager, can you please create a push notification channel for me asynchronously? And when that is done, you would get a channel back, right? And this channel object is a push notification channel object, and it has got a URI. And that URI, what you want to do now? You want to save that URI into your cloud service. So let me just take a step back and just give you the vision, right? So what I want to do now is that when somebody logs in, they can provide their feedback. But if someone wants to nominate for a session, let's say that one of you want to take a session, so I would create another UI just below the feedback UI, where you can say, give your topic, right? And then you can enter that, and you can just submit. Now, if you have done that session and if you open the app, whenever somebody is submitting feedback, you would get a pop-up within your app saying that no, you have got a feedback of 5, 4, and no, things like that. So that's what I'm going to do. So now how do I save this? I would create a separate table now, and I would just save this URL into the cloud. So I would create a class called as WS channel, which is just as good as creating another table. So I'm going to create another table. And I would call this table as WNS channel. So I would again go back over here, go back to my service, and in the data, I'm going to create a new table, WNS channel, right? So the table gets created, and I'm ready to send any data, whatever I have to send to that table. So how do I save data in that table? Again, I would create the table object, which I've been doing earlier. Like how did I access the feedback table and the session table? Similarly, I have a channel table, which is just referring to the WNS channel table created in the mobile service. So now look at the logic, which I think is pretty obvious. Now I don't want multiple channels to be created, right? So depending upon from where you're accessing and like the various parameters, I will just check that if there is any existing channel for this user. So let's say you have logged in and already you have created a channel, and you again log in, you might get a different channel URL, right? So if you already have existing channel for this user, then I'm just going to go and update that URL. And if you don't have a channel, I'm going to create a new channel. I'm just going to store a URL in a table. It's as simple as that. So once I get the channel, once I get this URL from this guy, I would take that URL, store it in a table, and whenever I want to send notification, I would read that table on the server and send the notification to the respective presenters. Nothing more complicated than that. And again, we are recording this, so you can just go through it again and again. So the build is succeeded now. Now, one final thing, what I mentioned, right? That how would you send this push notifications? So push notifications are sent from the server to the client, right? So the mobile service is actually going to send a push notification to you. And when the notification should come, whenever somebody is submitting the feedback. So whenever somebody submitting the feedback, I would actually go and find out that which user presented this session, and to that user, I want to take his channel and notify him that no, here is the feedback for your session submitted by someone. So I go to the feedback, I go to the script, okay, and I take this, I paste a piece of JavaScript code, which is Node.js module is what I'm using over here, push WNS, and I'm taking the comment and the rating, and I'm just sending a toast notification to the app, right? So I'm just looping through all the channels, identifying which channel I need to send, and I'm just sending that comment in the rating. So save this. So here is your script operation, and you can customize this depending upon the operation, like update, delete, read. So you can customize all of those, and this is your server side business logic what you can write. So wish me luck. I'm all set for the final takeoff. So again, I would log in with my Facebook. Here is my password, and I say login. Right, so I would select a session. I would select a rating. So good to great, Jim Collins. So I would give it as great, and then I would submit the feedback. Wow, you see this notification over here? So that's actually being pushed to you from the server using that node.js script which is actually running. So this is the push notifications, and just imagine right now I don't have the presenter, but if there was a presenter, and immediately whenever somebody is submitting the feedback for my session, I know that people are submitting the feedback and I would receive them real time. Right, so I think it just roughly took us 1 hour, and I'm sure I would have been a lot happier when I was at the F-Fest if I was able to develop an app like this. So having said that, I'm not quite sure if any of you is interested in pricing and other things. If you're interested, I think we can just catch up, because we have Senthil also for his next 30 minutes. So in case if you want to connect with me, some of you just ask that. I've got my blog URL, my Twitter handle, and my email address over here. So I'm planning to move this project into GitHub. Let's collaborate and build a feedback application. So this is nothing, right? So there's a lot more work to done. So I would just submit this app into the GitHub. You can just create a fork of it and start developing it. And let's see if we can do it by March. So March is when we are planning to do a mega event. So if we can have this feedback app ready, right? So most of us, I think, will be carrying Winnet laptops by that time. Just go to the store, download it. It will be a free app, and let's make it completely organized and systematic with full reporting features and all that.
Yeah,
so
try to see if you can get. I have a Windows 8 maybe the evaluation. I'll get it sometime when I come back to the next UT event. So if somebody wants to take a look at Windows 8, you can just save that, create a virtual PC. This is what I did recently. I had to do a VPC. VirtualBox felt difficult for me. So I went and downloaded VMware vPlayer or something they call it. Breezingly easy. Just go and say, take this ISO, create a VPC. It's going to just create your VPC. Make sure that your host has at least 4 8 MB RAM, then only the VPC will be pretty good to work with. Otherwise, VPC will tend to slow. But having said that,
yeah, because you need Windows 8 for the SDK to install. So you can't install the mobile service SDK on Win 7. So that's
good. Yeah, this is really a great start to the new year. By the way, happy new year to all. This is the first one that we're doing from the BDOTNET. So I you were greeted with that, but he is trying to start a new thing. As he said, he's going to put it on the GitHub. GitHub is like an open source repository for any open source project. So you can, as he said fork. I don't know how many of you understand fork. Anybody understand what's a fork? Okay, only one guy. So fork is nothing but he's going to put up his source code on GitHub. You can become a part of that project, and you can actually pull down the whole project, work on it. But when you submit, you just cannot go and commit it. Since he's the creator of it, he's going to look at it. He's going to say, yes, I will allow this commit. Then it gets committed. You name something saying like this guy edited so and so page or whatever it is. So that's what collaborative development is all about. You download, you fork it. He's going to look at it. Since he's the creator, he has I think the kind of lock. Basically, it's nothing but like that. So he's asking you to be part of it, work with him, collaborate with him, try to build this. As I said, we didn't want to disclose that so soon. But March 2nd, we'll have a developer day.
Okay.
We call it as developer
I thought it was
conference.
disclosed.
Day-long, multi-track sessions, same MVPs, MS guys. We'll see who else we can get. We are focusing 4 tracks maybe. One exclusive web track, one 90 Pro track, one SQL track, one Windows Phone and Windows 8 track. So there will be 4 sessions at a time in 4 different locations if all goes well. So by that time, if you guys can collaborate with Niraj, bring this out.
And I think you should update them at the end of the session. I think just take 5 minutes and just give them a detailed plan. So any other questions? I think questions we can take offline. Anything else? Hope you found it useful. You get a gist of it, like how powerful the platform is and how easy it is to spawn up things and make things run quite easily. So once again, thanks a lot. Thanks for attending.
Thanks, Niraj.
Thank you. Just wanted to capture that round of applause into the recording. So now I will